Welcome back to Dark Whispers, where Scheherazade's tales weave the line between wonder and dread. Last night, we left the poor fisherman standing in the Sultan's palace as the magical fish he had caught began to speak in haunting voices, warning of a curse and a forgotten kingdom. Tonight, the tale continues. The Sultan's face grew pale. His hand trembled upon the hilt of his sword, though no blade could cut through such sorcery. "What trickery is this?" he demanded. His voice echoed through the palace halls, silencing every whisper. But the fisherman knelt before him, trembling. "My lord, I know nothing of this magic. I cast my net into a strange lake revealed to me by a genie, and these fish came forth." No. Sultan turned to his vizier, an old man with eyes sharp as daggers. "Bring me another net, and let us see if this man speaks true." But before the vizier could move, a louder cry came from the pan where the fish still lay. Their voices rose together like a choir from another world. "Do not eat us, do not burn us, for we are the children of a hidden city, bound in sorrow, awaiting release." At this, the cook fainted to the floor, and the servants wailed in terror. The Sultan, however, was not a man easily frightened. His curiosity was greater than his fear. He ordered the fisherman, "Take me to this lake at once, for if there is magic within my kingdom, I must see it with my own eyes." The fisherman led the way at dawn, carrying his worn net, while behind him rode the Sultan upon a great white horse, followed by guards with spears gleaming in the sun. Hours passed as they traveled beyond the city walls, through rocky valleys and barren hills, until at last the strange lake appeared before them. Once more, its waters shimmered in 4 colors: sapphire blue, emerald green, crimson red, and silver white. The guards muttered in fear, for they had never seen water of such colors, nor land so silent. Not a bird sang, not a beast stirred. The Sultan dismounted and stepped close to the edge. "In the name of Allah," he whispered, "what place is this?" The fisherman cast his net again. When he drew it back, the 4 fish appeared once more, each one alive, each one gleaming like a jewel. The Sultan stared long at them, then spoke to his vizier. "This is no ordinary lake. There is a story here, older than these hills. I must know it." And with that, he swore to uncover the mystery, even if it led him into the jaws of peril. That night, he did not return to his palace. Instead, he camped by the shore of the lake, gazing into the shifting waters. The moonlight played upon the surface, and sometimes, just for a moment, he thought he saw shapes, towers, arches, walls beneath the water's glow, like a city drowned long ago. Sleep came to him in fragments, broken by dreams of voices calling, crying, whispering from the depths, "Free us, free us. Our city waits in silence." When dawn returned, the Sultan rose with fire in his eyes. To sit idle is to remain blind. "I will journey until I discover the truth of this lake." The fisherman begged him, "My lord, I am but a poor man. Allow me to return home. My children hunger for me." The Sultan placed a hand upon his shoulder. "You have done your part. Return in peace. I will tread this path now." Nah. So, leaving behind his guards as well, the Sultan set out alone, guided only by the voices in his dreams. For days, he wandered deeper into the barren land beyond the lake, until he came upon a valley where silence lay thick as a shroud. At the heart of the valley rose gates of stone, half buried in sand, yet carved with patterns so strange that no mortal hand could have made them. Vines clung to the cracks, but the carvings shone faintly, as if lit from within. The Sultan pressed forward. The gates opened with a sound like thunder, though no hand touched them. Beyond lay a city. But it was no living city. Streets stretched wide, paved with marble, yet not a single soul moved upon them. Houses stood tall, with windows open, but no voices called, no smoke rose from hearths. The fountains flowed with water, but their streams made no sound. The Sultan walked through the ghostly silence, his footsteps echoing like drums in a tomb. Then he saw them. Figures of stone stood in the courtyards, on the steps, at the markets, men, women, children, all frozen as if struck in the midst of life. Their eyes wide, their mouths open in silent cries. A shiver ran through the Sultan's bones. This is no ordinary curse. This is a kingdom locked in time. At the heart of the city rose a palace of black marble. Doors stood ajar, and within, the Sultan found a hall lined with pillars carved into the shapes of weeping women. And there, upon a throne of gold, sat a young man dressed in royal robes, his crown gleaming. The man's eyes moved. He was alive, yet tears streamed endlessly down his face, and his voice was heavy with sorrow. "Welcome, stranger," he said softly. "You walk in the city of the enchanted. Tell me, are the fish still in the lake?" The Sultan nodded. "They live, and they speak." The young king bowed his head. "Then you know our fate. Those fish are the remnants of my people, each color, a tribe of this kingdom transformed by the curse of a wicked sorceress. For centuries, we have waited for one who might break the spell." The Sultan's heart pounded. "Tell me how this came to pass. Tell me that I may understand." And with that, the young king began his tale. Many years ago, in this very city, there lived a powerful sorcerer. He commanded elemental beings of air, water, earth, and fire, and used their powers to bring prosperity and magic to the realm. People flocked from distant lands to witness the wonders he performed, making our king, then a young prince, jealous. "Why should this outsider be revered when I am heir to the throne?" he seethed. The prince went to the sorcerer and demanded the secrets of his power, but the wise man refused. So the prince turned to the elemental lords, offering them riches and lands if they would teach him their ways. They accepted, but warned him, "You wield powers beyond your understanding. If you lose control, the consequences will be dire." Ignoring their warning, the prince learned to command the elements, bending them to his will. Then one day, a great festival was held in the city, and the king allowed a neighboring sultan to attend. This sultan was known for his cunning and greed, and he quickly noticed the prince using magic to impress the guests. "If I can get my hands on that power," he thought, "I could rule over all the kingdoms." So the sultan approached the prince during the festivities, praising his skills and suggesting a friendly competition. The prince, proud and eager to show off, accepted. The two faced off, summoning fire, lightning, and whirlwinds. It was a display of raw power, but ultimately the prince bested the sultan's forces. But the victory was short-lived. As the prince gloated, the sultan cried out, "So, you think yourself powerful? Then tell me, why does your magic not ensnare the moon in the sky or stop the river from flowing?" These were tasks requiring immense skill and control. And the prince, driven by arrogance, accepted. He reached for the moon, but his magic rebounded, scorching his face and hands. In a panic, he tried to stop the river, but the earth shook and cracked under his feet. In his haste, he unleashed all the magic he had learned, twisting and warping the very essence of the city. As everything he touched turned to stone, he realized the gravity of his actions. Desperate, he fled to the lake, hoping the water could restore him. But as he leaned in for a drink, a wicked sorceress materialized from the depths. She was the guardian of the lake, and she punished those who dared disturb its waters. "You have disrupted the balance of this realm," she boomed. "Now I shall disrupt your form, scattering your essence across the lake." She transformed the prince into fish, each reflecting a different aspect of his being, a fragment of his soul. Then she vanished, leaving the young king trapped in fish form. Only the fish could remember their past lives and carried the burden of the kingdom's curse. As the sorcerer watched from afar, he wept, realizing the folly of ambition. The king felt the weight of his people's gaze upon him, their hopes pinned on his ability to reverse the curse. The Sultan promised to find a way to break the curse, and the people awaited his return. The sun beat down on the city, turning the stone figures into monuments of regret. Hope dwindled with each passing hour, leading to the present day. The people lived on as fish, forever waiting, while the cursed city became a desolate reminder of their lost humanity. The Sultan sat in stunned silence, absorbing the weight of the tale. As the young king concluded his story, a single tear rolled down his cheek. To break the curse, the young king whispered, "Only an act of selfless love can reverse the transformation." But who would willingly choose to sacrifice for a people they do not know? The Sultan pondered this, the king's words echoing in his mind. His journey thus far had been driven by curiosity, but now the fate of an entire kingdom rested upon him. As darkness fell, he looked to the east, towards the rising sun. "It seems my path is clear," he said, with newfound determination. With the first light of dawn, he would journey back to the lake, armed with the knowledge of the curse and ready to confront whatever challenges awaited him. The fate of the enchanted city hung in the balance, and the Sultan knew that only he had the chance to rewrite its ending. But will his love be enough to save them, or will the wicked sorceress stand in his way? What will the Sultan decide? Will he help the fish? Let us know in the comments below. And so, dear audience, ends our tale for tonight. What did you think? If you enjoyed this episode, please show your support. It means the world to us. Also, we have another channel that you might enjoy. So take care, stay safe, and above all, keep an eye on those midnight snacks. Who knows what might happen? Till next time, farewell.